Donald Trump says U.S. and Nigerian forces have...
My people no be smart, you know. Nigeria they declare war. Just imagine waiting they go on for our country, Nigeria, because of Donald Trump don't already take action about waiting they go on. Now, Nigerian army now don't they uselessly they talk a lot of nonsense. In fact, I know we just talk much. First of all, you go listen to the first news where we say the US announced, so that you go understand this video from the step by step waiting they go on and waiting Nigerian army they talk presently now, because I don't even understand anything at all. We go eating Nigeria government they even do. Pay attention. What this video from the start to the end. And again, you go listen to waiting Gumi they talk and the fear way Gumi don't already get for him body because of this action, because now him be the next person will be say US the target now. So pay attention. What this video from the start to the end. Share this video to everyone on every social media platform, and don't forget to click the subscribe button for more updates. A lot is about to happen, and Biafra will be declared. You know this time the way the thing they go right now, and the way Donald Trump they take action right now. They feed divide Nigeria at any given time now, in 1 more time or in 2 months time. Make everybody daily. They share this video. In fact, this video get a lot of information. We'll be saying need to know what to the end so that you go understand everything.
Donald Trump says U.S. and Nigerian forces have killed a top ISIS leader. The U.S. president made the announcement on social media last night. He says Abu Bilal al-Manuki, believed to be the group's second in command, was killed in Nigeria. The operation has generated reaction across that country, with many Nigerians praising the joint effort.
I want more of such strikes, because we've been fighting this terrorism without fighting terrorism.
Trump says the operation was a meticulously planned and complex mission, and Nigeria's president calls it, quote, a significant example of effective collaboration in the fight against terrorism. ISIS has not yet responded to the claim. Dominic Velitis has more on this story.
This was potentially a very significant counter-terrorism victory. A lot of the detail we're getting is coming from US President Donald Trump himself. In a post on social media, he confirmed that both American and Nigerian forces were involved in the mission to eliminate Abu Bilal al-Manuki, a mission Trump described as meticulously planned and very complex, yet one, he said, that was flawlessly executed. And Linda, in describing al-Manuki as the most active terrorist in the world, Trump had this to say. Al-Manuki thought he could hide in Africa, but little did he know we had sources who kept us informed on what he was doing. Now, Trump hasn't yet disclosed the exact location of this operation, but in a separate statement from Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, he was killed along with several of his lieutenants during a strike on his compound in the Lake Chad Basin, the president adding that the mission was made possible through the recently formed US-Nigeria partnership and intelligence sharing efforts. That relationship, Linda, deepening late last year following high-level talks between the two countries in Washington, a security partnership which now appears to have achieved something really rather significant. Linda.
There is nothing my ears will not hear in Nigeria. Pay very close attention to this news I'm about to pass to you, because this is very important and a very serious news. Pay attention, please. Now, about 4 days ago, a young man who was arrested by the Nigerian army appeared in court for bail application. Now, inside the courtroom, 2 lawyers began to quarrel. 2 of his lawyers began to quarrel. Do you know why? They were quarreling over who will be the leader of the legal council, so that probably the person will take the glory after he has been bailed. That was why they were quarreling. Now, just 2 days later, the same thing has repeated again. Do you know what I mean? Now, if you remember, on the 14th day of May 2026, just about 2 days ago, White House posted this news that their soldiers, American soldiers, has come to Nigeria and killed the second in command of ISIS worldwide. After they posted it, Nigerian government confirmed it that yes, they came. Now, 24 hours later, the Nigerian army came out to say, no, it was their soldiers that did the work, that US soldiers that came to Nigeria only came to provide intelligence and surveillance, that it was Nigerian soldiers that did the work. Did you notice anything? Did you notice any similarity? Please, I want to beg you to pay very close attention, because things are happening. Please pay very close attention. Let me read down just one page of this news. It says, okay? It says, no foreign soldiers took part in the ground operation that killed ISIS commander Abu Mila Amiliku, the defense headquarters has clarified. So they have said that no foreign soldier took part in the ground operation, that it was only Nigerian soldiers. Okay? Major General Michael Onoja, Director, Defense Media Operations, said Sunday that United States only gave intelligence and surveillance assistance for the mission. The United States soldiers only gave what? Intelligence and surveillance assistance for the mission. There were no foreign boots on the ground during this operation. What we received were intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance support, and other force enablers, Onoja said in a televised program monitored by NAM. So he said it on a live program. Okay? He described the strike as a carefully executed precision mission against high-value terrorist targets and credited the success to troop professionalism. We are happy to state that due to our troops' professionalism, there was no loss of life on our side, he said. He said because of the professionalism of the Nigerian soldiers, that no Nigerian soldier lose his life in or on this mission. Okay? Onoja explained that earlier reports of Aminiku's death in 2024 were based on mistaken identity. The man neutralized in the latest operation was the original Aminiku, who had used multiple alliances to invade detention. So, Army spokesperson has come out to say that, yes, this person they killed now is the original person. Of course, you know that in 2024, they reported that they have killed this man. And now they are also reporting they have killed him again. So people are asking questions, what happened? Did this man die twice or what? So he has come out to say that this one they killed now is the original one. That the one they said they killed in 2024 was what? A mistaken identity. They mistaken for another person. This individual has been on international watch list for a very long time, he said, adding that security records linked the commander to the United Nations, United States, European Union, and Nigeria. Okay, finally, he said months of intelligence gathering pinpointed the terrorist location, and the strike was launched only after commanders confirmed credible intelligence. Okay, Onoja added that other wanted terrorist leaders, including bandit kingpin Bello Tunji, remain under surveillance. He cannot hide forever. It is only a matter of time, he said. Of course, you know Bello Tunji, that one, another big baba for the game. So the army spokesperson is saying that it's just a matter of time that they're going to get him. He urged citizens to support military operations with timely information and warned that ransom payments strengthen criminal networks. The army, he said, remains determined to restore peace across affected communities. So he's saying that, you know, people should not pay ransom when their loved ones are kidnapped. But then if they don't pay ransom, these terrorists, these bandits, they will unalive their loved ones. So what do you want them to do? Terrorists kidnap somebody and is demanding for ransom, saying, if you do not bring this amount of money, we're going to kill your relative or your husband or your wife. What do you do? What do? You pay the money or you don't pay it. So that is what the Nigerian army has come out to say. But then my question is this: who is trying to take the glory here? The US government that posted that they came to kill this man, or the Nigerian army? I don't really get what is happening. Well, for some of you that think I didn't say it well, no problem. I have video evidence. Please, I want to beg you to listen to the army spokesperson. Listen to him as he said this with his own mouth. Then you do well to drop your comment in the comment section. What we want in Nigeria actually is peace. Let peace reign. Let them, you know, do away with these criminal elements in Nigeria so that Nigeria will have peace. On daily basis, we hear the report of people being killed. It doesn't give us joy, you know, because if you think you are in a safe place, probably or unfortunately one day they will still get there and kill you. So it doesn't give us joy that people are being killed on daily basis in Nigeria. We want peace, and the army should do their best. It doesn't really matter who did the job. What matters is, the job being done. But coming out to say that, oh, you did it, don't mind these people, I'm not in support of it. Anyway, do well to drop your comment in the comment section what you think, all right? But then listen to Army spokesperson, please.
Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu and his United States counterpart, President Donald Trump, have confirmed that Abu Bilal al-Minuki, alleged to be the second in command of Islamic State globally, was killed in a joint operation conducted by security forces of both countries. In a statement on Saturday, Tinubu explained that Nigeria appreciates this partnership with the United States. He extended gratitude to President Trump for his leadership and unwavering support in this. He also commended the personnel involved on both sides for their professionalism and courage, even as he looks forward to more decisive strikes against all terrorist enclaves across the nation. Trump had earlier late Friday confirmed the joint operation in a post on Truth Social, saying that brave American forces and the armed forces of Nigeria flawlessly executed a meticulously planned and very complex mission to eliminate the most active terrorist in the world. He also thanked the Nigerian government for its partnership, but did not provide further details. Al-Minuki had been under U.S. sanctions since 2023 for his links to ISIL. The U.S. State Department described him as a Sahel-based ISIL, a specially designated terrorist in 2023, senior leader and part of his General Directorate of Provinces. 6 suspected members of the Islamic State West Africa province have been killed following a premature improvised explosive device detonation in Mate local government area of Borno State. Well, according to security sources, the incident occurred at about 7 a.m. on May 16, 2026 at Jubilaram, where the terrorists were reportedly assembling an explosive device. Well, the sources said the group was led by a suspected bomb expert identified as Abu Umar, who also died in the explosion alongside 5 other militants. 3 other members of the group reportedly sustained serious injuries in the incident. Well, according to intelligence assessments, the deceased suspects were part of ISWAP's IED-making cell operating within the Mate Kedenoa Wolgo axis, a known corridor for insurgent movements in the Lake Chad Basin. We have in the studio Major General Michael Onoja, the Director, Defense Media Organization. Glad to have you join us in the studio.
Thank you so much, Indy.
Yeah, interesting. The U.S. and Nigeria forces collaborated, as it were, to take out Abu Bilal al-Minuki, second in command of ISIS globally.
Yes.
It will be in order to say congrats.
Thank you very much
for this achievement.
Thank you very much.
Talk us through what went into snuffing him out.
Yes, so you recall that over the last few months, Nigerian government and security forces have entered into an agreement or a partnership with the United States with the active support of the United States President Donald Trump and the commander for Africa Command in Germany. And so over the last few months, there has been a lot of groundwork pertaining to intelligence and equipment and resourcing of our personnel in the Northeast. So these are part of the outcomes of this partnership that we're beginning to witness. In the next few months, we believe that we are still going to witness a lot of decisive more strikes of this nature. And in the nearest future, hopefully, the level of insecurity will significantly reduce so that Nigerians can have a safe and secure environment for everybody to carry on with his official business.
And can sleep with at least 2 eyes closed, as it were, because I'm not sleeping with 2 eyes closed.
Exactly.
What does this mean for the fight against insecurity in Nigeria? The pressure, the president praised the mission as a significant, I mean, these were his words, significant example of effective collaboration between Nigeria and the U.S. So what does this mean for insecurity in Nigeria going forward?
Yes, as the Defense Headquarters has always said, We welcome the collaboration with the Americans. As the president said, this is quite significant. And we believe that America, with their experience in counterterrorism, if they give us some of that, if they provide some of their experiences to us, we are going to do a lot more in this concerning the issues of insecurity. And that's what you can see in this regard now. Thank you.
All right. In 2024,
yes,
the story was that this same guy, Al-Minuki, was killed. It turned out to be false. A report was a mistaken identity.
yes.
How can Nigerians and the world over be sure that this time round it's really and
Yes.
truly Al-Minuki that was killed?
Yes, the defense secretaries want to categorically state that this time around, it is Al-Minuki, alias Abu Mainok,
Yeah.
Abubakar Mainok, who has been killed. You know, we have to understand that the terrorists, to hide their true identities, they often use nom de guerres, aliases, also
Okay.
known as, yes. So most times, it's what essentially occurred is that in 2024, there was another individual who was using the nom de guerre Al-Mainok. So this time around, this individual is the person that is the original owner of that name. From the intelligence that we have, luckily, the United States especially has followed his antecedents for a considerable number of years. He's currently on the UN, at least until yesterday.
Yeah, especially
designated terrorist list. He's also on EU list. He's even on Nigerian sanction list. So this particular individual is somebody that the authorities have put out all measures to ensure that he's caught. Luckily, based on our intelligence estimates for the past few months, we're able to identify his precise location, and then the military took the necessary action to neutralize him.
And we're learning that no lives were lost. I mean, this operation was carried out and no personnel of the military on both sides were lost.
Yes,
no casualties.
Yes, on our part, we are happy to say that due to the professionalism that has been emphasized by the Chief of Defense Staff, this operation was carried out without any loss of lives to our personnel.
Interesting. What's your response to Trump's statement thanking the Nigerian government? Again, his words, he thanked the Nigerian government for its partnership in the operation.
Yes. As I said, we welcome the United States government's partnership with us, and we assure them that we will continue to cooperate fully with any intelligence that they provide for us, and that we are going to take necessary action to end all these issues of insecurity that has become very prevalent in the country.
Earlier in the year, the Nigerian military officials said U.S. forces operated in a strictly
yes.
non-combat role.
Yes.
How do we classify this particular operation, and going forward, should Nigerians expect what you can call a continuity of this kind of collaboration with the U.S.?
No, as we said, we don't expect, or the United States is not putting boots on the ground. They are going to give us intelligence, assets, equipment, training, and point us to where a lot of these threats are hibernating. And that's what they've done in this particular case. Going forward, we are going to continue to expand that cooperation, and we are assuring Nigerians that everything will be done based on America's intelligence that is provided to us to ensure that all these problems are nipped in the bud as soon as possible, and so that people can go about their normal lives.
So the collaboration between Nigeria and the U.S., is it then limited to intelligence? And let me add this.
Yes.
Are you then saying that we didn't have... Okay, let me just put it. We didn't have American boots on the ground in this particular instance?
No, we did not.
We didn't?
We did not.
So they just provided intelligence.
That is all they are providing for us.
Okay, so the collaboration is intelligence of the US.
Exactly.
And Nigerian boots on the ground.
And assets and Nigerian boots on the ground, yes.
Okay, this is quite interesting because, I mean, many people would want to know whether the Americans came into Nigeria. We'll talk about security and, you know, so it was just intelligence.
It was just intelligence, assets, and other force enablers that they provide for us.
Like?
Satellites, photos, ISR, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance assets. Yeah.
All right. There are still, I mean, this is one out of many.
Yes.
Interesting, like I've congratulated. But there are terrorist kingpins still roaming, causing havoc in Nigeria. One very big example is people like Bello Turuji.
Yes.
What is the assurance that these persons will be caught? I mean, because these are the kingpins. These are the arrowheads.
Yes. Yes.
What efforts
have been made? Yes, we are fully aware of the activities of Bello Turji. And I can tell you categorically that the relevant military units have been taxed and they are all out looking for him. And as I said in my last briefing, it's just a matter of time. And that time we are appealing for Nigerians to just be patient with us and that we assure you that we are going to get him. He's not in doubt. He can't hide forever.
Yeah, but time is of the essence.
Yeah, but we are also on top of the game. Yes, we are in hot pursuit of him. And very soon, just like what happened yesterday, you will hear reports that he's down.
In a month's time, in 2 months' time?
No, I can't give a timeline. But just know that there are concerted efforts to ensure that he's nabbed, either dead or alive.
And then, of course, the question of what happened, transpired in Borono, is like they dug their own grave. IEDs killing people that were planting, manufacturing, killing the people.
Exactly. So that's to show you that we're putting a lot of pressure on them. Yes. Before they had time to do all this, but now they are even detonating bombs on themselves because they are hiding away from us. You know.
What are the issue of these kidnappings?
Yes.
And then the question of, I don't know, the question of ransoms, which invariably, you know, is like giving the power to get more equipment. What's the military and the government and the security agencies doing to stop the spate of kidnappings, stopping people from that region from even going to farm to do their normal activities and all that?
Yes. You know, the military has several operations to counter the spate of insecurity in the Northwest, Northeast, and North Central. Part of the mandates of these operations are to reduce issues of kidnapping. And as much as possible, we believe that we are doing a lot of work in that regard. However, there are also some challenges. You mentioned it earlier that the issues of payment of ransom also encourages them to
acquire,
yes, exactly, to continue to reinforce their strength. So now the issue is we need to get to a point where there needs to be trust in the security forces that once there's a kidnapping, we're going to do the needful. Because a lot of times people are also in a hurry to pay ransom, you see, and they do not report to the security forces, they quietly pay ransom. So we appeal to Nigerians also, if there's any incident of kidnapping, quietly or quickly report to the nearest security outpost. That way, we can get a track of what is happening and then swing into action and see. And I can assure you that we are going to make sure that any kidnapping incident will recover the people even without paying ransom. But we can also understand the fears of Nigerians. We understand that too, yeah. They fear for the lives or safety of their relations and words. So they are quick to pay. So the thing is that we need to find a balance. We need to find a balance. So for any kidnapping incident, we expect to be informed as soon as possible.
I'm directing this very statements to the US Ambassador, to the UK High Commissioner, to the EU presence in the zoo, and the UN as well. I know all of you will do nothing. We are not Muslims, so you're not going to help us. That's obvious. We know that for sure. But we have something that you do not have. We have the grace, the might, and protection of God Almighty in heaven. And we know that God exists. And as long as He liveth, as my name is Nnamdi, my Redeemer liveth, as long as God lives in heaven, all of you can never triumph against us. Any day that all of you gang up to support your one Nigeria garbage, the more you're digging your collective graves. Nigeria can never ever be fixed. It's broken beyond repair. Can never be fixed. Look at Sultan of Sokoto talking rubbish. The spiritual leader, whatever rubbish he is of the zoo. Sultan of Sokoto, that he was in the army. That war is not good. But you Fulanis are the ones living war on everybody. You took over the whole of Plateau. And you came down into Benue. Your people were at also one, massacring people. Then you never talked about war. As soon as we rose up and said enough is enough, now this war language starts to come into your lips. Do you think we are foolish? Do you think we are... Go and bring all the BBCs of this world, every propagandist for neo-colonialists. Gang them, bring them together against Biafra agitation. You're wasting your time. Bring them against ESN, you're wasting your time. Arrest all you like. But I'm just warning them. If you're a policeman involved in the arrest of innocent people, all I need to do is to go down on my knees and pray and ask God, please, may unknown gunmen locate you and they will find you. Because God answers my prayers. So all those police stations involved in all this raid know that your turn is coming. It's only a matter of time, it will come. Since you want anarchy, you will get anarchy. Since that is what you want. You people, you don't like people that are played gently by the rules. No, not in the zoo. That is how you have been taking over our land, raping our women, abducting us and killing us. We came out at one point, you killed us for no reason. Shia people came out at Abuja, you shot them for no reason, for no discernible reason.
Gumi. How many times have I called you Sheikh Gumi? How many times? Gumi, you are now going against Trump, you are now going against Nigeria. Listen to this. Reject the call for peace and prepare to endure the brutality of war. Those are not my words. Those are the words of Sheikh Ahmad Gumi. I don't speak like that. Because of Sheikh Dr. Gumi, today I'm wearing black. I am mourning. This is a dark day in Nigerian history. Since the Trump era Sokoto Christmas attacks, many influential voices in Nigeria have gone quiet. Radio silence. Some have gone into hiding. I have not seen the Sultan of Sokoto myself in public, but Sheikh Gumi feels emboldened. He's a tough guy. So tonight, Nigeria must ask a serious question after rhetoric like that this morning. Is this peace advocacy or a threat issued to a sovereign state that like Nigeria? Is Nigeria still a sovereign state? Because when a radical Islamic cleric wants a nation that rejecting his own framework leads to war, that crosses a line. It crosses a line, ladies and gentlemen. Let us look at fact versus fiction. Let me be precise. Fact. Sheikh Gumi publicly posted a statement warning that rejecting his own peace framework will lead to, quote, the brutality of war, unquote. For years, this sheikh has advocated negotiation with armed Islamic groups rather than their military defeat. He's never advocated for their defeat. This is my opinion. Across large sections of Christian Nigeria, Gumi is viewed not as a neutral mediator, but as the most prominent intellectual enabler of violence against Christian communities. Clearly, this is my opinion. That perception is real, though. It is widespread and it is politically consequential. Especially after Sokoto, it is politically consequential. narrative control and Wikipedia. Let me say this on record. Wikipedia, which you know you can go there and write your own how you think. Wikipedia's profile of Sheikh Gumi reflects the northern establishment / caliphate power narrative in Nigeria. It is not the moral consensus of Nigerians who have buried their dead. 7,000 Christians died last year, according to Riley Moore. Wikipedia records power. It does not record pain. And millions of Christians, unlike how Wikipedia sees him, do not see Gumi as a peacemaker. They see a man whose rhetoric explains away slaughter while villages burn. Hundreds of villages, maybe thousands. This rhetorical escalation by Gumi is a national security issue. This was not mediation language. This was conditional. This is coercion. Accept this his own peace model or accept war. That framing does the following. It shifts responsibility from armed Islamist groups. It places moral blame on the state, Nigerian state and victims. It puts pressure. It pressures government under the threat of catastrophe. This is why this is no longer theology. This is national security. Ribadu, who goes to bribe people in DC, who goes to lobby with $9 million Nigerian dollars, I hope he's watching this. Let's go to the Magnitsky logic, which is not a verdict. Let me apply Magnitsky to this man. I am not issuing a legal judgment. But under the global Magnitsky framework, we target enablers of gross human rights abuses, individuals who legitimize or excuse mass violence. Sheikh Gumi raises serious flags, serious red flags, including the following: persistent public defense of negotiation with terror-linked armed groups. They're usually Islamic groups. I don't know any Christian groups involved here. Public minimization of atrocities against civilians. Moral pressure campaigns against military resistance. That is Magnitsky logic. That is the act that is going to be applied against people like Gumi. Gumi versus Trump. This is where worldviews collapse. On one side, on Gumi's side, you have accommodation, dialogue with kidnappers, fear-based persuasion, and on the other side, on the Trump side, when it comes to Nigeria, as you can see here, zero tolerance for terror, even worldwide, for terror ecosystems, including clerics who sanitize violence. And so, this is my personal political call. I humbly call on President Trump, who has already demonstrated a willingness to dismantle terror networks in northern Nigeria. Europeans have not done it. Nobody has done this. Trump wants to dismantle not just the gunmen, but the enablers. He has shown this already. Sheikh Gumi should be investigated. He should be sanctioned. He should be examined under international law. Maybe he should be brought to New York like Maduro. If evidence warrants it, I do not even object to him facing justice in New York federal courts. I don't object to it if they can get the evidence. The same way Nicolas Maduro was pursued. That is my opinion. Others may disagree on this. Let's talk to Gumi. Let's have lunch with Gumi. Let's sit down, have Gary with Gumi. I make a direct call also to Nigerian leadership who pretend they've not heard this. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Mr. President, this is no longer rumor or speculation. People have talked about Gumi for years. A prominent Islamic player right in your face has warned the nation you rule of war. You must respond within 24 hours. You just came back to Nigeria. I don't know whether it's up to 24 hours. Silence will be interpreted as weakness or complicity. Mr. President, act. Minister of Defense and CDS. Nigeria has recently tried this symbolic balance in its security leadership amid international pressure from Trump. Many consider this cosmetic. Explain why. The current Chief of Defense Staff, Christopher Musa, who is in fact, the Minister of Defense, is widely seen as a Christian appointment meant to reassure Washington after earlier controversies. They're trying to tell Trump, no, we're not Muslim. There is public commentary suggesting that Musa is institutionally close to entrenched northern military networks. His appointment is viewed by critics as symbolic appeasement, not structural reform. That makes this moment decisive. General Musa can prove me wrong here. Let him issue a clear and public statement about Gumi and people like Gumi, or forever hold his peace. The vice presidency and Bishop Kuka, there are persistent political discussions right now in Nigeria that President Tinubu may soon present. He wants to please Trump. He may soon present a Christian vice president to project rebalancing and reduce external pressure from Trump and from Washington, D.C. Names frequently mentioned include Christians, Matthew Kuka and Yakubu Dogara, former speaker. Whether or not it materializes, Bishop Kuka, a former, I'm saying former because now the man is always quiet, former most prominent moral voice of Christian Nigeria, must speak now. He has been quiet. I hear he's working with, he's a party man now. Some are accusing him of politically supporting Tinubu, hence his silence. Since the Sokoto Christmas bombings in his own Sokoto archdiocese, this is a man that used to go every day and say in front of Congress, I said they're killing Christians, suddenly he's quiet. On this threat, on this rhetoric, on this moment, Bishop Kuka, silence is no longer neutrality. You are silent, you are taking side with the enablers. This is my final warning. This is the line. Nigerian Muslim cleric must stop issuing ultimatums to the state. Government must stop outsourcing authority to fear to people like Gumi. Leaders must speak now, not after the bloodshed, not after hundreds of thousands have died. Those who refuse to speak today should forever hold their peace. Like, subscribe, share the Ofion show. Action must be taken, ladies and gentlemen, against Sheikh Dr. Gumi immediately. I hope President Trump is watching.
Nigeria don't really expire for long. Nigeria don't expire. We just they live for borrowed years. When I don't hear everything, I go on make una just drop on our own contribution at the comment section. Make sure you wanna drop on our own contribution. And make sure you wanna share this video so that everybody go to see what thing they go on. No say look at what thing they go on. So share this video, click the subscribe button for more updates. Don't forget to drop your opinion at the comment section.